upside down, inside out. Inside out. Inside out. Inside out. Down. Inside out. Inside down. Inside out. Inside out. Down. Inside out. Inside upside down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final show match of this weekend. My name is Sir Potato the Ninth, and I am joined here by Can Opener Dude, and we are getting into pick bands.
Yes, we are. I am looking for the team's names because I had them written down somewhere and now I can't find them.
Team Meteor versus Ziggy.
Meteor
being blue
versus
side,
Team Ziggy. Yes.
and then Ziggy being the red side. Yeah. Or Ziggy. And
Ziggy
other
and the
dudes.
4 dudes. Yeah. Ziggy and the 4 other dudes. It's like one of those 80s bands. Anyway, so we're going to be going through pick and ban here real quick. We see the Gangplank being taken off the table. He's pretty strong right now. Pretty strong. Malzahar as well, pretty strong. Nunu, obviously the new flavor of the month. He gives you a death cap when he maxes his W. So, want to get rid of him. We want to get rid of him because I see Zoro's banning it, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Queenie is amazing on burst mages. So giving that over to Queenie in any case is a terrible idea for either team because then everyone would die. In any case, Misfortune Jinx just narrowing down the ADC pool want to try and keep the oppressiveness of MF out of it, because she's been getting very oppressive recently with Arcane Comet.
Yeah, actually. And Jinx, of course, is one of the very strong hyper carry ADCs that
Yeah.
is, which are very strong right now. And then Tom Kench, no shock there, as he has a free get out of jail card and can save your ADC or any priority from anybody. So
Yep.
Cho'Gath first pick, reliable, easy tank, infinite health scaling. I always love to see Cho'Gath played just because of how cheesy he is. Interestingly enough, Darius is picked though. A little curious about that.
Yeah, seeing Darius when Cho'Gath has already been picked up, we're going to assume that these picks were already that Darius was picked after Cho'Gath was chosen. This is kind of a strange matchup because it really comes down to champion skill. Is that Cho'Gath obviously is going to be a lot more decent in team fights than Darius will, but Darius is the quintessential lane bully. So it's going to be the onus is going to be on Diogenes to try and keep this Cho'Gath as far behind as possible and try and kill him at every opportunity. Whereas Timbro, he basically just has to survive. As long as he survives and farms up decently, that lane is no longer a worry. So the onus here is really on Diogenes. So a lot of faith going in from sidecard into Diogenes in this top lane, giving him this Darius pick. The other picks really just standard stuff coming out. Xerath, another long range pokey, but can also be very bursty mage for Queenie. Legendary. On this Warwick, you want to be. That's a very, very strong pick. It's very easy to play, but also has a lot of power in a lot of different parts of his kit. And of course, the Jarvan and the Vel'Koz, another two standard, just go at them and deal damage kind of roles there.
Yeah, the very geometry focused mid lane with Xerath and Vel'Koz, who both have skill shots that can go through the minion wave and still be doing damage. Gotta love it. Xin Zhao band away. Very strong, not nearly as strong since press the attack nerfs, but still pretty high up there. Very good for stomping and lower elos. And then Varus and Xayah. Well, there's pretty strong, pretty typical ADC picks. Although, okay. Casio was holding on to Ignite, but he changed it.
Yep, we see here where they're going for the Xayah Rakan combo here. Castillo and We Spect Me. We've seen him do great things with CC supports. I'm expecting some great things out of him on this Rakan. Being able to duo well with Zyra will just increase his threat range. Now, we've seen Varus a couple times in the show matches here, and we've seen that he requires a very specific sort of situation to do well, because he has to land that poke consistently, and then he has to build responding to his enemy laner. For instance, Xayah, he could be fine building that on-hit build, but say a Caitlyn or another champion that has a longer range, like that Misfortune or like that Jinx, he would have had to build a lethality build if he wanted to do anything after laning phase ended. Now, Janna will be able to help him out a lot and kind of cover any mistakes that happen in that laning phase. So I think the onus on the bot side is definitely going to be on We Spect Me to really make these plays happen. I expect the mid lane will be doing something. Vel'Koz isn't known as a roamer, but Xerath can certainly influence lanes from a far distance. So it's gonna be I think pretty much just solo lanes doing solo lane things, and then junglers coming towards the bot lane, because both of these bot lanes have opportunities to be ganked. Xayah doesn't have any escapes until level 6. Varus has no escapes, period. So I expect their junglers are going to try and path towards that bot lane, make it a 3v3, and see who comes out on that. I would give it tentatively to Team Meteor with Warwick, as opposed to Ziggy and the 4 dudes going in with the Jarvan. but it really comes down to how it's played. But tentatively, just off of champion kits, I think the Warwick's interdiction into the bot lane will be a stronger gank there.
Yeah, and so oddly enough, neither of these teams outside of laning phase seem to have a clear-cut goal in mind. None of them are really strong team fight compositions. I mean, of course, Ziggy and the four other dudes have Rakan, who is arguably the strongest team fighter in the game right now. But other than that, he doesn't have that much follow-up. And then Team Ziggy and the four other dudes. I mean, I guess they might be looking for a split push with Darius, but there are better champions to split push, and they don't have a very good team fighting composition. So it'll be interesting to see what their goals are and how they play through this game after laning phase.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. They can obviously set up a kill field with Darius, Jarvan, and Vel'Koz, and then Varus could just kind of toss arrows into there. But that requires catching someone way out of position. When you're going up against a Xerath, Xayah from the back line, and a Cho'Gath, it's going to be very hard to pick those guys up. But I think we do have to count down the spectator delay real quick. I can feel our streamer just kind of staring at us, so we'll be back in a minute and a half or so, and we will get into game for this game one between Team Meteor and Team Ziggy and the four dudes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Learning 5's Week 2 NA show match featuring Teams Meteor and Teams Ziggy and the four other dudes. My name is Sir Potato the Ninth, joined by Can Opener Dude, and I will go ahead and introduce Team Meteor. In the top lane, you got Tim Bro Slice, the 14th, on Cho'Gath. You got Zegendary on Warwick in the jungle. Q Queenie on Xerath in the mid lane. Kazdio on ADC as Xayah, and We Spect Me joining him as a support on Rakan.
And And there's some. I'm just making sure they're not going to immediately start fighting, so I can introduce the other team. We got Diogenes in the top lane, Ziggy Dude in the jungle, Pale Horse in the mid lane, and Musimus and Catalbax in the bot lane. I certainly hope I pronounced all those right. You know, Pale Horse. It might be Pale Horse. So,
It very well could be.
I think Mahusa what says looks like it's just going to be standard lines of scrimmage. Teams are going to. There's a ping going down on that blue buff.
Yeah, it seems like Legendary wants Timbro to go ward. He's walking over there right now. All right. Standard laning procedures. Nothing very exciting going on. And why don't we take a moment to just talk about what's going to be everybody's plans? We kind of touched on that in Champ Select, but I think it's a good time to go over like what is Team Meteor going to be trying to do for the first 15 minutes.
Well, I feel like they're going to simply be trying to win by a virtue of their lanes. Everyone except top lane has an equal matchup, more or less. Pale Horse has stronger wave clear than Q Queenie does, but Q Queenie can easily poke out Pale Horse, which Queenie is doing right now while we're looking at the top lane here. So the best thing for that mid lane to do is to just keep trading back and forth, get as many minions as you can on both sides, and then see how level 6 turns up for them. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, more or less the same thing. There's not a whole lot that either of these teams can do, except we expect me going in.
Yep, just trying to get a little bit of a poke down early.
Bit of a late shield there. That's going to be enough damage. Ziggy getting awfully low in the jungle here.
Oh, Diogenes in the top lane. Forced flash away as Tim Bro Slice. Oh, the flash coming from Legendary, getting the Q and veering him towards Tim Bro Slice, but there's not really the damage. Kind of a wasted flash from Legendary. Yeah.
If Timbro obviously did not expect Legendary to continue that that was a very nice insect there, but did not expect him to continue. I think that they probably could have won that 2v2 or 2v1 had they been on the same page, but it is what it is. Trade flash for flash. Top laner's flash is worth more than the jungler's at this stage of the game. So we'll see whether Legendary is able to revisit that lane and do some more up there. Not much else going on, though. Standard jungle paths for the most part. We do see Legendary is still up in this top side, but there's wards on either side of the river, so unless he goes back into his jungle, he will be spotted here. We'll see whether they get some pings off on him.
Man, Ziggy, my dude. You know, this is a bit interesting, because Ziggy, my dude, obviously, playing Jarvan Ford mid-fourth, does not have nearly as healthy of a jungle clear as Warwick will. Just because of the built-in lifesteal into Warwick's kit. So it's a little interesting to see how Ziggy, my dude, hasn't been able to get a gank off, and Legendary already has visited topside and forced the flash out. Yeah, granted, it was for his own flash, but take what you will from it.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of used his flash in a separate instance, even though it was in the same gank. I would consider that would be just a missed flash there. Now, Timbro and Diogenes doing some damage to each other. This is going to be more or less a wet, not necessarily a wet noodle fight, more like a slightly dry
Legendary back in the top lane. The Rupture does connect, and that is going to be first blood to Legendary.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He knew that flash was down. He knew he'd be able to revisit that lane and do something fancy there. So he wasn't that worried that he did blow his own flash there. So they're able to pick up that kill, and that does make the flash worth it in the end. And he can even revisit, because Diogenes' flash is still 150 seconds away. So he has almost 2 minutes to go back up there, and Diogenes has even used his teleport. So assuming that Timbro is able to get back, use his own teleport to get back into lane, we could see another repeat getting.
Yeah, I don't think that he'd need to use his teleport, though. I mean, if you look at his wave, I know Darius does have pretty strong wave clear in the near the end game with Decimate, but he's not letting these minions push into his tower, so it seems like Timbro should just be able to walk back into his lane.
Yeah, if Diogenes was smart, he would. He is going to teleport.
Yeah, I disagree with that teleport.
I do as well, simply because Diogenes was not pushing the tower.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a situation in which he did not need to teleport. And Zegendary gets spotted out in the middle lane. Casio's pretty low. Not sure if this is exactly a safe lane to gank right now.
Yeah, it looks like I would think that Zegendary there is simply just hanging around, making sure that his lane remains safe because Castillo is this low. And the interesting thing about the Scrying Gloom, and not a lot of people talk about this, is that yes, it does give you sight, but if there's anyone in the area and they see that that Scrying Gloom come in, they know that you're nearby. They know, oh, they hit that Scrying Bloom, and there's only certain spots it can spawn at, so they have a very good idea, or at least a decently good idea of where you are. Legendary looking to go for a lane gank here. That is
don't go into that bush. Yeah. This is a bit of a poorly communicated gank, as the minion wave is being pushed in to Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes tower right now. So he's not really going to be able to get a good gank off.
Again, I think more or less that was just in case they decide to go crazy and go all in kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like I said, most of these lanes will be even and come down to player skill. So Zegendary, now that he's done his work up in top lane and secured first blood, he's going to...
Oh, the ulti coming out from Pale Horse, forcing the flash out of Q Queenie, who barely lives. Yeah. So Pale Horse down in CS, but does have the summoner advantage now. That was a good timing on that ultimate. Got the stacks, got the damage in, and nearly got the execution down as well.
Yeah, the problem is now is that he immediately has to go back because he's completely out of mana. And Zegendary is here to pick up this wave, so he'll be able to reset this wave for Queenie coming back in, and Pale Horse may lose a wave off this. So
yeah,
that'll put him even farther behind. Timbro needs to be careful.
Oh, Diogenes and Timbro Slice taking each other out in the top lane. Timbro Slice did not have ulti in order to consume Diogenes. So a little bit of a meme trade going out of the top lane, but it does seem like Timbro Slice will be pulling ahead in that. Actually, I'm not sure. Anyways, in the mid lane, Ziggy Dude is on to Q Queenie, who gets a stun off, gets a slow, frag and drag into Cataclysm coming out, the stopwatch being burned, but now Pale Horse is coming in, the Q being burned, and Pale Horse ending up picking the kill up onto Q Queenie, but the damage, or the fun doesn't end there. Legendary coming in, flashing onto Ziggy Dude, using his ultimate, suppressing him, forcing him to stay down there. Pale Horse using his barrier, and now Legendary is going to be backing off.
Yeah, a good turnaround there by Zegendary, noticing Q Queenie is going to go down, but Q Queenie's bought enough time for Zegendary to come in and get the cleanup kill.
Timbro Slice is starting to stack his ultimate, so he's going to be getting tankier and tankier. Only has 1 stack right now, but is able to just feast away. There you see it. Gotta love it.
Feastin'.
Bot lane? Oh yeah, bot lane, a bit of an engage going on. We Spect Me tanking tower for a bit. Now Musimus tossing down some arrows. Not enough to be lethal force, and We Spect Me has about 40% health.
I want to point out here that Ziggy Dude actually maybe not fat-fingered, but he actually managed to cancel the ult with that rupture there.
That wasn't his ultimate, that was the empowered auto attack. His ultimate's still on cooldown. But that was a very interesting interaction between those two.
In any case, though, what I was getting at, Ziggy actually accidentally pressed his stopwatch right before that gank in the mid lane happened.
Oh, you're right.
He will not have that.
That's pretty unfortunate.
But I do not believe that blue team saw that. His team saw that. Ziggy's team saw that, but there were some question marks.
We Spect Me getting the knockup onto Musimus, but at what cost? Takes a lot of damage, not only from tower, but from the Q from Musimus. Oh my god, the damage is coming through. Now Pale Horse is coming down to the bottom lane. The Flash and Heal do get burned. Stopwatch burn by We Spect Me. With the Tornado knocking up only Casdio. We Spect Me very low. The arrows coming out. Both of them escape to see another day.
Yeah, and that was a trade of a flash by We Spect Me and a heal from Casdio for the flash of Pale Horse. Now, that may seem like a trade in favor of Team Ziggy My Dude, and on the surface it definitely is, but remember that We Spect Me and Castillo together have quite a lot of mobility, whereas Pale Horse has 0 when his flash is down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to mean, if they can communicate that to the rest of the team there, Zegendary has already proven that he's willing to go ham for these kills, so I'm expecting Zegendary to look towards this mid lane. Him and Queenie could definitely pick up some good kills in the mid lane should it come out. Devour's not up for Timbro, so he's going to have to back off of that fight.
Yeah, the spaghetti fiesta in the top lane, for sure. Alright.
Yeah, the El Dante spaghetti fight.
Yeah, right now, mid lane, almost exactly even. There's like a 20 gold difference. Just because of the CS lead by Q Queenie. Even though Pale Horse did get a kill earlier.
It's actually about 100 gold difference.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, in favor of Q Queenie. So, ladies and gentlemen, always remember, keep up your CS.
Yes. Yeah, Q Queenie keeping the CS up, plus that assist that they were able to get off of the kill from Zegendary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Certainly helped them out here.
Alright. Pale Horse pretty low. Q Queenie seems like he's going to get a free push here. Oh boy, you gotta love the wave clear, even at such early levels from Xayah.
Mm-hmm. They're actually be going for Essence Reaver first. This is pretty interesting because the standard build is...
Ziggy My Dude and Zegendary. The Q into the Fear is coming out. Ziggy My Dude getting suppressed, and then Q Queenie picking up the kill. The quickness coming out from We Spect Me. And now Katagwix solo gets taken out by Casdio as the ultimate comes out from Q Queenie. Now meanwhile in the top lane, the Al Dante is coming out from both laners. Zegendary and We Spect Me going under tower onto Musimus, using Stopwatch, getting knocked up. And now the kill going over to Q Queenie, as that is a successful dive. And now Team Meteor is going to be backing off.
That was a well-juggled tower there between Zegendary and We Spect Me to make sure that kill was picked up. Very, very good positioning. That team fight definitely breaks this game wide open. There's now a 1.8 thousand gold lead at 13 minutes, with a dragon just having been taken as well. It's now ballooned to almost 2,000. Very, very good stuff coming out for Team Meteor.
Yeah,
Excellent
absolutely. You gotta give a lot of credit to Q Queenie because of his position. Oh, Flag Dragon to Cataclysm onto Ziggy My Dude. Legendary in the opposing team's jungle. He gets the blue buff, but he gets taken down by Ziggy My Dude, who takes his blue buff back. What a meme. As I was saying.
A bit too ham.
Yeah, Zegendary obviously going a little too ecstatic about his team getting such a gold league and eager to give the enemy team some gold. No. Anyways, like I was saying, Q Queenie had very good positioning that last fight. He was staying behind We Spect Me and Zegendary, and even Casdio to a point. He was able to throw down all of his spells safely, and the enemy team was not able to put damage onto him just because of where he was standing.
Yeah, she has excellent positioning most of the time. That's why a lot of her champions are these poke burst mages. She's able to do a lot of damage from the back line. She's excellent presence of mind when it comes to that. Now, the disadvantage of that is that those kind of champions rarely have any mobility. So when she does get caught out of position, she's more or less dead.
Absolutely. Ziggy My Dude and Diogenes following Tim Broslice up into the top lane, and now he spots them out. Flashes away from the flag and drag. Well timed. If he did miss that flash, that would have almost certainly been a kill.
Yeah, he still had teleport, and they had already used both their forms of CC. He could have so adsed out if he really needed to.
Did Diogenes use his, what's the ability called? Apprehend?
I believe he did. He might not have, but he still...
Oh, Zegendary on a Pale Horse, and the knockup not connecting as Zegendary buffers his Q. Q Queenie picking up the kill, using his ultimate. Now Ziggy My Dude on the run. Legendary using his Q, following him with the flash. Now the Cataclysm coming out, but Legendary getting another kill and flashing that level 7 mastery. Well deserved. And now Tim Broslice having ultimate available, looking to get a kill on Diogenes, getting the slows, not coming through. Legendary with 2 impressive Qs there.
Yeah, Legendary. The first Q, he was able to use that because it's an uninterruptible dash. He was able to avoid the knock up there, and then predicting when Ziggy was going to flash over that wall, being able to follow him without even using his own flash. Very, very well done by Ziggy.
Trap bush.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Musamis looking to be the target. The quickness is coming out from We Spec Me. The knockup connecting onto Catabox. The ultimate coming out from Kazuo. And then nothing else coming through. 2 ultimates burned from the bottom laners of Team Meteor. And Ziggy might do only
2 summoner spells.
That's true. The summoner spells were used by Musamis. Both of them. Flash and heal.
And those ults will come up much quicker than those summoner spells. But yeah, the fact that Cassio was not able to buffer that E in there, because it is a strange timing to get it off after the ultimate.
Yeah.
Not being able to get that does certainly hinder their ability to get those kills, as we saw.
Credit where credit is due, however, the reaction time from Catabox and Musamis to avoid dying to that death bush, that's pretty impressive. Just them being able to survive that. Ziggy, my dude? Ziggy, my dude, in between the enemy team, using Cataclysm on the enemy bottom lane, and the ultimate is coming out from Pale Horse, and Q Queenie ends up picking up a kill onto Ziggy, my dude. Top lane? Direct camera? Hello? Anyways, Legendary is following onto Musamis, and now the ultimate missing from Musamis. Pale Horse solo, We Spec Me ending up getting the kill. Legendary following Musamis and Catabox. Getting slowed down, and the damage is coming through as Musamis does have damage. Now, meanwhile, on top lane, Tim Broslice looking onto Diogenes, does not have ultimate available. Diogenes using his ultimate and ending up getting a kill onto Tim Broslice.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay there by Timbro. He wanted to keep Diogenes up there, but Diogenes' teleport was already down, so he did not need to go that ham. And I know he really wanted that kill, but not having the ultimate up, he cannot fight Diogenes on this Darius 1v1. Not yet. Especially since he decided to go with the Righteous Glory Rush. Had he say a Frozen Heart, or a Randuin's, or even like a Warmogs, maybe. But the Righteous Glory does not give him enough resistances to be able to survive Diogenes long enough.
Yeah.
Ziggy, my dude, now looking to get in on his on Legendary's blue buff, trying for the steal here. Legendary's right here too.
The Q not going to follow this time, as Ziggy, my dude, flags and drags a safety, but Tim Broslice coming in. The Blood Hunt is coming in from Legendary. Ziggy, my dude, getting slowed up, feared away, and everything. Tim Broslice just feasting on him and getting another stack.
Ziggy, my dude, I mean, you saw this. You saw what happens when you invade the blue buffs in this game. Now
Ziggy?
about 5,000 gold in favor of Team Meteor.
Yeah, Tim Broslice has 8 stacks right now. That is insane at 19 minutes. He has all 6 of his minions chomped. He's got the 2 epic monsters ingested, and he's got 1 champion devoured. So he is just scaling very well.
A good use of verbs there. Pull out the thesaurus, I see.
Thank you very much. And now the Rift Herald being summoned, picking up the second tier 1 tower for Team Meteor. And now the dragon as well is going to be picked up. Team Meteor have this game in a very good spot. They're definitely in the driver's seats and are going to be capitalizing on the mistakes of Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes. Legendary a full 2 levels up on Ziggy, my dude. Tim Broslice also coming in, the suppression coming in. Tim Broslice buffing that up to 9 champions gobbled. And now it looks like Legendary and Tim Broslice are going to be following. Pale Horse getting hit by 2. 3 shots of Q Queenie's ultimate. And that seems like it's going to be the end of that fight.
You know, I'm wondering maybe if Q Queenie being so good on hitting these ultimates, she may want to consider building a Rylai's, because it'll slow them down, and then it would also allow...
Legendary looking for Pale Horse, getting the Q, getting the fear, and getting the kill very clean. Legendary definitely knows the ins and outs of Warwick.
Yep, this is it's very, very, very well done by Legendary using his Q so well. If you didn't notice there, he actually used his Q there and there to interrupt CC. Like, Catal Box used the Monsoon to try and push him away, but he was still in the Q animation, so he could not be disabled. And then right there, as he saw Ziggy, my dude, coming in, Legendary used the Q on one of the mini wolves in order to avoid the knockup from Flag and Drag. He definitely knows how to time his Qs.
Yes, sir. And because of the scaling abilities from Team, because the scaling abilities from Team Meteor, they're able to just take over this game so well. You do not want to be against a Cho'Gath while you're behind and he's ahead. He has the potential to just run at your team, standing through anything that you throw at him, and then just eating your ADC alive without really any counterplay.
Yeah, I imagine that after he finishes this Giant's Belt item, the next item will be a Gargoyle Stone Plate, buff up that eat even more, and then they'll just go from there.
He hasn't backed in a while. Right now he's got 2,000 gold almost in his pocket. So he was probably going to be able to complete that item as soon as he backs.
Indeed.
But it doesn't seem like he's willing to back right now. He's in a happy spot. He doesn't really need to. He has so much health. He's full on mana. There's not really a reason for him, other than to buy these items.
Yeah, the thing is that he does want to back right now while there isn't much going on.
On to Ziggy, my dude. 3 members. The Cataclysm does come out with the silence, and now Timbro Slice just eating him up. Now the team fight is coming out. We expect me using his ultimate, and now Musimus getting exhausted. Does not have flash or heal available, but is going to live anyways. The heal coming out from Casio does get taken out by Pale Horse, and now the knockup from We Spect Me, but he gets taken out as well. Q Queenie does end up taking out Musimus, and Legendary using his ultimate, barely missing on a Pale Horse, but does get the kill through his Q. Well played. A good team fight. Ends up being a 3-for-2 in favor of Team Meteor, but that does not matter because Team Meteor are in such a dominant position in this game right now.
Yeah, I want to point out here that until Legendary went in there, that was not worth it for Team Meteor, because when you're trading even, but you're 10 kills ahead, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
You gotta take favorable trades. You do not want to go that ham and try and force things to happen when you're this far ahead, because you're just throwing a lead away if you lose. And if you win, I mean, you're still ahead. I mean, you could have just played it safer anyway and gotten the same result. So I think in this case, it might be best to just try not to force things as much. Just kind of sit back, try and make some picks, push out the lanes. Let the enemy team come to you in this instance. I mean, Legendary's 5-1, Q Queenie's 5-1, Timbro Slice up in the top lane is 4-2. So just, let them come to you. Push out those lanes. It'll be fine. Just calm down.
Yeah, and Baron, deep breaths. Baron is going to be the next global objective that is going to be the major contest for both teams. So vision control, of course, is going to be the primary objective for both teams to be fighting over and trying to get control over. And, okay, so right now, Ziggy and the 4 other dudes did have a control ward, but We Spec Me is going to be clearing that out right now. So now, Meteor do have vision control over Baron. So any team fight that goes in their direction could lead to a Baron.
Yeah, they do have that one ward in the
Actually, right now, they see Musimus in the bottom lane. They get the Baron started. They have Tim Broslice. They have Legendary. They have Q Queenie. They have the full squad there. They're all going to be able to take down this Baron pretty easily.
They don't even... Team Ziggy does not even notice. They have no clue that this is happening.
Catabox has 3 control wards, but it doesn't matter. Aww. Oh. Yeah, so that's a free Baron, and Tim Broslice not actually going to be able to get the free stack, which is pretty unfortunate.
Sad day in Cho'Gath land.
Alright, so let's see what's going on. You got Q Queenie going to the top lane to split push, and it seems like everybody else is kind of grouping. Maybe Q Queenie's going to be coming bottom side. Everybody's going to the mid lane. And now we spect me getting engaged on by Ziggy, my dude. The Cataclysm does come out, but he escapes. Now the suppression from legendary Casio blowing up Ziggy, my dude. This is a 5v4 situation with the Baron up, and the minions are in the middle lane. Team Meteor have full control over. So this is not looking ideal for Ziggy and the 4 other dudes.
Yeah, one thing to bear in mind is that WeSpecMe did use his ultimate in that at the end of that after Ziggy had already died. So a bit of an unfortunate situation there, considering that WeSpecMe is going to be a bit of a he's kind of one of the primary engage forces here. They're actually going to go for this third dragon, which is another ocean drake.
Oh, Q Queenie throwing out the ultimate. 2 shots missed. The third one connects. And fourth one apparently not important enough for directed camera. But Tim Broslice going to get another stack. Oh, apparently not. Come on, Meteor. Give him all of the stacks. What is this?
What is this? Game of League of Legends? Ugh.
You gotta hate seeing that. There is a very dominant gold lead in favor of Team Meteor right now. They have almost
10,000.
Yeah, 200 gold, less than 10,000. They're almost ready to start the death march into Ziggy and the 4 other dudes' base. You got 2 members resetting, and then Casio running up right now. I don't like where Q Queenie is, though. Pretty far up without team support. Or WeSpecMe. He's actually clearing vision right now. But if anything goes awry, he doesn't have anybody to support him. Of course, now he has his teammates. Yeah. In Tim Broslice, honestly, I wouldn't be upset if Meteor just grouped his 5 right now. They have a very clear 5-man advantage with their team because of how far ahead they are. They don't really need to be split pushing. They could be going fully aggro, but split pushing definitely safe, and I support that as well.
I agree with all of that. In any case, we do.
Oh, the ultimate from Musamis onto Casio, forced to use his ultimate and flashing it away, and now everybody getting their ultimates down. Ziggy, my dude, getting taken out by Casio, and now Meteor is on the front foot. They get the double kill. They get 3 members down. Q Queenie looking for more, and now Katabox solo. The Tim Broslice getting Rupture connecting, and he's just going to... That's a quadra kill for Casio, my god. Katabox going to be the final member surviving, and going to be running into the Nexus. And now the inhibitor tower in the mid lane is going to be taken down. There is
Casio
1 cannon minion, but more pouring in.
14 seconds to get the Pennis kill. 10 seconds now. Can they pick up Katabox before
They're running
Ziggy?
towards him. No, it seems like they're going to contest the Penta. Casio. Oh, no. Jarvan fourth has spawned. And maybe going in, gets a flag and drag, connecting Casio very low. Gets taken down by Ziggy, my dude. But Ziggy, my dude, himself gets taken down. Tim Broslice, pretty low. Diogenes coming in, looking for Legendary, but the pull does not connect. The arrows are coming in from Musamis, and that's actually not going to be the game. Because of the greed from Team Meteor, they're not able to close this game out. And Ziggy and the 4 other dudes hold on to dear life to their Nexus towers. Uh-oh, the Blood Hunt's coming in from Legendary, looking for an engage. As the ultimate available, gets Fear onto Diogenes. The quickness coming out from WeSpecMe, getting the knockup onto Pale Horse, getting taken out. And now Diogenes is going to be the plaything of Team Meteor. Forced flash away, does not have any other option. The peeling from Katabox, very successful. Q Queenie getting the ultimate, 2 shots connecting. And then the 3rd and 4th going towards Musamis. But now this tower is going to be the final target. You got 1 member down of Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes. And Casio is just now running in. WeSpecMe very low. Diogenes and Ziggy, my dude, trying to defend their base. The flag and drag into Cataclysm coming out, but it does not bear any fruit. Diogenes trying to get a kill onto Tim Broslice, and it connects. He gets the shutdown. Legendary going pretty deep. Legendary actually getting kill onto Musamis, but he gets taken out himself now, and Diogenes is on the front foot, chasing down Q Queenie and WeSpecMe as they are forced to retreat with 2 of their primary tanks taken out.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
a bit too ham there by Team Meteor. They just really wanted to close this game out, but I think you really need to hang on to your ADC if you want to do that. They went a little bit too ham. Castillo went down. They probably should have just backed out there. I mean, they did manage to bait out a couple more kills, but even then, just kind of let it ride, guys. I mean, it's not a race. You're only 30 minutes in. You have plenty of time to close this out.
Yeah. And I think they definitely had the opportunity to have closed the game out. They had the Baron-empowered minions, but Tim Broslice and Casdio were just running around the top side looking to get the pentakill when the window to get that penta hit already closed.
Yeah,
So
it's a bit unfortunate.
Bit of a missed opportunity from Team Meteor to close out this game. But they're still in the driver's seat, and Ziggy and the 4 other dudes are still 13,000 gold behind. We'll just have to see if they're able to pull anything out of the hat. But honestly, Team Meteor, like I said, it would take a lot for them to mess up at this point.
They certainly still could, but yes, it would take quite a lot for them to come back here.
Uh-oh, Ziggy, my dude.
Ooh, that's
far out there. That's a very large show gap. Getting knocked up is Ziggy, my dude. He does not have flash available. Gets suppressed. And now Tim Broslice adding another to his very large list of champions that he's devoured this game. He's at 12 stacks with 5 of those being kills. That's insane. You gotta love it. How much extra health does he have?
A lot.
So
We're just gonna go with that.
1,920 extra bonus health.
Just
so he's sitting at around 5,500 health, and
that's
Lucimus,
before Gargoyle.
Yeah, but Gargoyles is on cooldown right now. Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes are trying to hold on to this tower. Now the Righteous Glory coming out from Tim Broslice. Does he have the damage to one-shot Musamus? He does not have flash available. Neither of them do. But the super minions already on to the Nexus towers. Let's see. You got the team of 4 roaming around. The Baron is up. The Cloud Dragon is up. And they have full access to both of those. So if they go and take them, then there's nothing that Ziggy and the 4 other dudes can do. They could start Baron right now, but they're a little too far out right now. Doesn't seem like that's feasible.
Yeah, they're setting up some vision around it, trying to play on this top side of the map. They're just... yeah, they probably could have, but really, I don't know if they would have the damage.
The Baron Seal is going to be the last hope for Ziggy and the 4 other dudes. The ultimate does connect from Musamus onto Tim Broslice, and he does get a kill onto We Spect Me. Now Catabox and Diogenes are pretty far in there, and Red Team has slain the Baron Nasher, but Casdio gets a kill onto Diogenes. This is going to be a 4v3, 4v4 situation, and now Casdio, Pale Horse taking out Legendary, and Casdio getting taken out himself. Tim Slice looking for a kill onto Catabox, who gets a big shield from himself, and Tim Broslice in a very bad situation. He's looking for the Rupture, it connects onto Pale Horse, and Musamus is laying down the damage, but he gets the gobble, and Musamus gets taken out. But on the backside, Q Queenie did end up taking out Ziggy, my dude. So Pale Horse and Catabox are not going to have the combat stats to take on Tim Broslice and Q Queenie, and vice versa. Everybody's very low, do not have the resources available to continue fighting.
Well, Tim Broslice can continue fighting now. He's gonna go back.
Ziggy and the 4 other dudes take the Baron, and they might have a chance to turn this game around.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistimed call there. They all just kind of separated. It is still 12,000 gold though in favor of Team Meteor, so and only 2 members of Team Ziggy and 4 dudes. Of those 4 dudes, only 2 of them have the Baron buff. So still kind of a dire situation here for the Ziggy team, but definitely better than what it was before that Baron.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think another thing to be noted is the fact that they have 3 Ocean Dragons, Team Meteor. So if they lose a fight but their members are still alive, they can just hang back for a little bit because they have, what is that, 12% of missing health and mana every 5 seconds after a team fight? That's a lot. So they can just chill out for a second. Not to mention that Tim Broslice has Warmog's armor. They have insane amounts of regeneration outside of combat. They're able to do pretty much as they please whenever fights end.
Yeah, that's basically a Warmog's with the 3 Ocean Drakes. that they have there.
Uh-oh.
So
Diogenes? Diogenes is in a bad spot as we spect me, and Tim Broslice come out. The quickness coming out, the knockup coming through. Casio joining in on the fun. Diogenes trying to escape, but alas, he is far too far forward. And Tim Broslice noms him down.
a good old-fashioned nom.
And as this game is at 35 minutes, this is exactly what you don't want to see. Team Meteor have had the opportunity to scale up. Tim Broslice has 15 feast stacks, so he has 2,400 bonus health. He's sitting at 6.5 thousand gold or health, and that's not even counting for the gargoyle stone plate. Good lord, this is going to be a very upward battle for Team Ziggy and the four other dudes. The inhibitor tower falls, and then the inhibitor is going to start taking the damage. The Baron empowered minions maybe not going to help out too much. Pale Horse getting engaged on by Tim Broslice and friends, and now he is going to get taken out by We Spect Me. And then on the flip side, Ziggy My Dude gets taken out by Casdio, and Diogenes is just coming up. So this is going to be a 5v3 situation in favor of Team Meteor. This is going to be the final fight for Team Ziggy and the four other dudes. If they can't win this, then they're not going to win the game. They only have one Nexus tower to defend. And everybody's laying down the damage. And eventually, Musamis gets Catabox gets taken out. And then the Nexus itself will be taken out as well. The victory going over to Team Meteor.
Holy crap, I was really far behind.
Yeah. All right. So Team Meteor are going to reign victorious over Team Ziggy and the four other dudes. Wow, after a very dominant performance from the very early stages of the game. Team Ziggy and the four other dudes were able to hold on for a while, though, as the game did drag out to 37 minutes. But for the majority of the game, Team Meteor were in control of the game.
Yeah, there was definitely some instances where Team Meteor should have probably done a bit more pushing. With that naked inhibitor in the mid lane there, they probably could have pushed in and taken that a bit earlier instead of trying to frag out Diogenes in the top lane. But honestly, it seems easy to say that in hindsight, but Diogenes is the one person on the enemy team that seemed to be doing all right. He may have seemed like a threat. Honestly, I'm not gonna criticize them for that when they were able to basically push in and win anyway. It's just an extra 2 or 3 minutes. It's still a win's a win, as they say. So I'm gonna say definitely well played there by Team Meteor. I think Zegendary definitely had the greatest impact on this game. The amount of times he's able to just jump in there and find the perfect angle to find that kill was just ridiculous. And then, of course, special MVP going over to the Three Oceans race is the one. So, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for game one. We're gonna hand it back over to our dedicated streamer dude, while Ziggy and his four dudes are checking out what they need to do for this game two to see if they can come back and tie it up against Team Meteor. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a bit.
wall so we could find who could prove themselves to the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars were dancing in their light, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the second game of the Learnings 5 Week 2 NA show match featuring teams, Teams Ziggy and the 4 other dudes versus Team Meteor. My name is Sir Potato the Ninth, and I am joined here by Canon Winner Dude, and we are getting into pick bands.
Yes, indeed. And I am coming to the realization that my Discord is frozen because it is telling me that Sir Potato is muted when he is not, in fact, muted. So we'll deal with that as time goes on. So I do believe that Team Meteor is in fact, Team Meteor is in fact on the red side now. So we will see some bans flinging back and forth here. We've already seen some adaptations. Zerath being banned out by Team Ziggy and 4 dudes. Those 4 dudes plus Ziggy did indeed all get zapped by that Zerath quite a few times. So obviously gonna try and keep that under, and also the Cho'Gath getting banned out as well. Another pick that that worked very, very well for Team Meteor getting taken away from them.
2 reactionary bans from Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes, which are not shocking because Cho'Gath and Xerath were very big players in the last game. And of course, I believe the same bans as last game, Misfortune, Nunu, and Gangplank from Team Meteor, all of whom are very strong in the meta right now. Oh, and a Malphite pickup! Woohoo!
Ooh! Ooh! So that will be Malphite up in the top lane. Timbro going to bring out his Pocket Gnar here. I've never seen him play it, but I know for a fact that he's very good on it because I say so. Legendary going to be picking up the Jarvan.
You know, hold on. I think we gotta throw it back to the Malphite. Oh wow, did the junglers swap? Yeah, they swapped champions. Anyways, going back to the Malphite, I think Malphite's one of the most exciting champions to watch because he's one of the least exciting champions to watch. He only has one ability that makes him relevant at all, being his ultimate. And so, whenever you see a Malphite, it's always resident sleeper for the first 20 minutes of the game until he has 4,500 health, and he just dives in and gets a perfect engage for your entire team.
We do see a Ziggs coming out as well for Q-Queenie, so sticking to that back lane artillery mage archetype, but Ziggs, his thing is wave clear until you get to the Nexus. So this is actually going to suit Q-Queenie very well. We saw Pale Horse last game still losing in farm despite having the better wave clear going against the Xerath, so I'm expecting Q-Queenie to just absolutely dominate this mid lane as far as CS goes. And that will also mean that since the 2 junglers have swapped here, we can actually take a look at the picks and bans. That Warwick was first picked in the quasi-pro draft by Team Ziggy and 4 dudes. They really wanted to make sure Legendary didn't get that, which is a very smart choice by them. I'm sorry, but gotta put you on the spot there. So as we can see here, not a whole lot of adaptation in the second round of bans. Zac, Zoe, Nasus, and Maokai getting banned out. Just getting rid of some of those hyper carries. The Nasus ban, not really sure about since they already have their top laner and their jungler. Not really sure why that's being banned out, as well as the Maokai. On the other side, I don't know. In any case, those are the champions that are being banned out. We see Musima's picking up the Xayah this time. And I do see a Rakan coming in as well. So Jinx will actually go over to Castillo. Castillo last week showed just how strong this Jinx is.
It was actually the last Sunday evening match as well. So apparently something about him being on Sunday evenings playing Jinx, he just pops really hard off. Didn't he get a pentakill last weekend? No. That was yesterday.
Yeah. But
he
certainly did very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a second why don't you take a second and talk about the objectives of each team?
The objectives of each team. Well, obviously in the mid lane here, it's going to be all about that wave clear. That's basically what they're going to be looking to do. Just wave clear as much as they can, do as much gold as they can. It's going to be good stuff there in the mid lane. These junglers, they're basically going to be doing the same thing they did last game, just try to gank as much as possible. Ziggy did not have nearly as much pressure as Legendary did, so I'm excited to see whether that changes with Ziggy being on the Warwick and Legendary being on the Jarvan, or whether Legendary can do just as well on this Jarvan as he did on the Warwick. Up in the top lane, well, while Diogenes' Malphite, he's an armor guy. He's going to be building straight armor and trying just not do anything for the first 20 minutes. Gnar is one of the few champions that are going to be able to get through that early game relatively unmolested, simply because he has that percentage max health damage on his W. He has the ability to kite in when he's in mini form, and he has the ability to go head to head with Malphite when he's in mega form. So I expect this top lane to again be a sort of a skill matchup, but this time in favor of Timber Slice. And then down in the bot lane, Castillo and We Spect Me are on their comfort picks. So I think Musamus and Kettlebox need to be very, very careful here, because Castillo's Jinx is very, very strong, and We Spect Me's Taric is literally a game winner. So I think the bot lane needs to be very, very careful how they play this if they don't want to get too far behind and completely overwhelmed by these two players basically playing Moscow 5 and just picking up the champions that they like playing. So,
Yeah.
not really a whole lot more to talk about there. We really got to see how these teams stack up in game to really say any more. So I think we'll just hand it over to the spectator delay here, and we'll be back in about a minute and a half.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Learning Fives Week 2 NA Showmatch featuring teams Ziggy and the 4 other dudes versus Team Meteor. My name is Sir Potato the Ninth, and we are on to the Rift.
Indeed, we are. I am Can Opener Dude, and we've got These two teams all set up, ready to beat. I have no idea what our streamer just told us, but these two teams are ready to beat the crap out of each other. So we're gonna go ahead and go down the two teams here. I'm gonna start with the blue team here. We've got Diogenes up in the top lane, Ziggy my dude again in the jungle, Pale Horse in the mid lane, and Musimus and Katabox in the bot lane.
Yes, sir. And on Team Meteor, which were the winners of last game, you got Tim Bro Slice on Gnar in the top lane. Zedgery on J4. Hold that thought. Bit of an invade going on. Catabox spotting everybody out and dodging out to safety. And nothing else of importance happening there. Anyways, Q Queenie on Ziggs in the middle lane. Kazio on Jinx in the ADC position. And joining him will be We Spect Me on Tarek.
Yes, indeedly, I do. I honestly, not a whole lot more happening here. After that first little quasi-invade, they do know that the bot lane is going to be leashing for the jungle. That is about it. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a bit of a standard jungle clear here. They're probably going to go standard paths. Legendary will not be taking his wolves. Instead, he'll be going straight to his red buff, whereas
Ooh.
my dude will be going for his wolves here.
I like to see that. The buff 1, buff 2 lane gank. That's a pretty cheesy tactic. Well, not cheesy. Cheesy is not the right word. A different than normal playstyle. You know, I think, if I'm correct, Diogenes actually... Oh, the engage on bottom lane, the double knockup. And Kazio's so low, forced to use heal. The exhaust coming out from We Spect Me. Kazio barely getting out of there alive, having to burn heal, and We Spect Me having to use exhaust. Neither flash was used.
Yeah, that is definitely the strength of Zion
Legendary,
together.
middle lane, forcing the flash out of Pale Horse.
And again, Legendary showing his presence, even though he is no longer on that Warwick, definitely still showing his presence in these lanes.
Which is very strange. You can definitely start to see a pattern between the playstyles of the two junglers. Ziggy, my dude, tends to stay farming for a bit longer, and so he didn't actually get a gank off before Legendary, as opposed to last game. Legendary was actually taking the last game. Legendary was being the first ganker, so it's a bit interesting. Just to take that note.
Yep, it certainly is. Now, unfortunately, I have a bit of an emergency, so I will be right back. Potato's going to take good care of you guys while I'm gone.
Yes, sir. So just a bit more of nothing really that exciting going on. You know how it is. Casio is a level behind and 6 CS down. A lot of gold missed out on because Musimus and Catabox were able to push that minion wave under the tower. Now, that's what you want to be seeing. You get the enemy laner forced out of lane, and then you push the minion wave under their tower, so then they're forced to lose that experience and that gold. And I think that Musimus and Catabox did that very well. And so because of that, Kazio hasn't even hit level 3 yet. Meanwhile, everybody else in that lane has. Alright. Diogenes, you know, hold on. Alright, so while Can Opener Dude is going to be away, taking care of his personal issues, we are going to welcome Penguin God to the stream.
Hello, guys.
And now We Spect Me actually getting a bit of an engage down. Kazio throwing down the traps a little too late, so he does not get the CC chain. An uneventful trade. Alright, Penguin.
Yes, I'm here. I exist. I'm here to fill in for Can Opener Dude while he was in the bathroom.
Uh-oh. Yeah, We Spect Me getting stunned, or getting a stun onto Catabox. Now the root onto both members of the bottom lane coming in from Musimus. Well played. What do you think of the insane amounts of aggression from Musimus and Catabox? Are they
So
warranted in doing that?
yes, I would say so. Partly because I think they understand that last game, part of the issue was that they didn't really feel impactful last game. So they're trying to make up for that. They're trying to get ahead in their lane. You can see that's already working a little bit. Musamus is already around 10 CS ahead of Cassio on this Jinx. So you see that he's trying to get that aggression moving forward to try and get that advantage in his bot lane so he can carry it over to the other lanes.
Absolutely. And Zaya is definitely, or Jinx is definitely not a champion that you want to fall behind on. Jinx is a champion that you really need to be getting those items as soon as possible. You need to be getting your Runans, you need to be getting your Infinity Edge before you're able to start throwing away some damage. But as of right now, Kazuo is pretty far behind and won't be getting their items before Musamus will be.
No, exactly. You notice that Musamus is going to be able to get a good back timer off, get some mana back, get items as needed, but Cassio is now going to be able to have enough time to farm up this wave closer to the tower. They're likely going to push it out because they don't want to freeze the way right at their tower. So they're going to probably push it out into the tower, have some of the CS die to the tower, go back and get the same style back, or the same item as Musamus is going to get. As Jinx, like you said, you don't want to fall behind because Jinx is relatively not impactful if she doesn't get gold in their pockets. She doesn't provide a lot of CC, she doesn't provide a lot of utility, so the only use she has is damage. And so you have to get ahead, you have to get the items, you have to be a hyper carry, as is the that's where the term hyper carry comes from, is you have to get damage, you have to carry, you have to do your thing. Yeah, good stuff.
It is an important note to make, though, that Kazuya was able to catch up in CS for the most part, only 4 CS behind now, and the gold in the bottom lane is less than 100, well, now the minions are being cleared, but it's pretty close right now. Now, of course, the minion wave is being pushed into the tower, so Kazuya is going to be missing a bit more CS, but he does have the pickaxe as well as 2 daggers, so he will be having a bit of damage to be able to contest the fights in the bottom lane.
Yeah, that is one thing I want to point out, is that Cassio had the money to get the BF sword, but specifically chose to get a pickaxe, double daggers, and potion over the BF sword. Now, that's probably because you can get the extra damage with the auto attack power and the rockets that you can't get on Mesvis, but they're going in here.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Musamus is very far out, and Catabox even further. Now, Musamus does burn ultimate, flashes out, and does get the stun onto Kazuo. The ultimate coming in from Q Queenie, and Maximus will be in the center of that, chunked out to about half health. Now, meanwhile, in the top lane, Ziggy, my dude, is coming in onto Tim Broslice, and First Blood goes over to Diogenes after the ultimate from Diogenes cancels Tim Broslice's jump. Very well played. Now, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, double stun coming in from We Spec Me now, the trap landing onto Musamus, but alas, nothing else comes of that. Now, meanwhile, in the top lane, the tower is going to be getting chunked down, and Musamus will be able to farm relatively well underneath the tower, being Zaya. But that was a very good stun by We Spec Me. We Spec Me and Kazuo proved last week that they have very good synergy and very good and very high potency on the champions that they're playing. So that alone might be able to save the game. Another stun coming in, and Catabox actually not blocking the W there. So Kazuo getting some more damage, does have ultimate available, sends it topside, and now the flag drag into Cataclysm comes in from Legendary, ends up taking out Catabox. Musamus is going to be the next target, and gets in a tricky situation. Kazuo forced to use heal, but does end up getting the successful dive in. And now you got 3 members of Team Meteor who are down here pushing in on this tower. This might be first tower going over to Team Meteor after a successful tower dive.
Yeah, that is going to be the first tower with the Jarvan standard, increasing the attack speed of all 3 members. That is easily going to be the first tower going over towards Team Meteor. That is great. The Cosmic Radius coming down.
Ziggy, my dude, pretty far out there, joined by Pale Horse, but neither of them are going to be able to contest Team Meteor's backs.
Yep, that was rough by Team Ziggy, my dude there. They showed that they used resources early on in that fight bot lane, which meant that the dive coming up by Legendary, Cassio, and We Spec Me was successful, and they get the kills, they get the tower, and they're much better off for it. There was about a 1,000 gold lead for Team Ziggy at first, but now there's about a 1,500 gold lead to Team Meteor. So I want to talk a little bit here about how the mid lane is going. It seems to be a little bit of a farm fest, except for the fact that Queenie has had the opportunity to farm and push out the wave a little bit more, and get an extra 10-ish CS on to Pale Horse. And there was also that ultimate he threw bot lane to try and get them off of his, or try to get the kills onto Musimus and Catabox, but it didn't really amount to anything. So he didn't have that for a while. But it turned out that he didn't need it. But We Spect Me is in a bad position here. Potato, you're behind. Potato's dead. Potato's dead. I am both casters now.
My mic is muted.
There we go.
And so now the team fight is breaking out. Catabox very low. Legendary looking for more, gets the Q. It ends up connecting. Catabox gets taken out. Diogenes forced to flash out, but he's living. Legendary flashing forward, getting flag drag. The knockup from Diogenes keeps himself alive, and Musimus ends up taking out Legendary. Very well played from Team Ziggy and the other dudes. But now Tim Broslice jumping towards Ziggy, my dude. Let's see. All right, both teams are in the neutral state right now and don't seem to have the resources available to pull the trigger on the team fight.
Yeah, that was pretty hypey by his Legendary there. He ulted in and then flashed over the wall to try and get the kill onto, that was Diogenes, right? And so he tried to get the kill, but even if he'd gotten the kill, that wouldn't have been worth it because he wouldn't have gotten out either way. So I think that was a mistake no matter what the result had been. That being said, that was some kills going over to Team Ziggy, and that means that they're going to be able to get more stuff. That one kill did go over to Musimus as well, which means that that's going to get more gold in the pocket of Zaya, so maybe they'll be able to punish the Jinx in the long run. Zaya's damage doesn't come until a lot later, though. Jinx does get early damage from her passive on her Q, and a lot of damage from those rockets as well. So she's likely going to get that. She also has a good bit of gold in her pocket. She's got about 1,200 to the 700 of Musimus's Zaya. So that's a lot of gold that she's probably going to go back and just be able to get that Runeance Hurricane and have so much damage to sit on.
Yes, sirree. So just like that, Casio and We Spect Me, they were a little bit behind in the earlier game, but now they've managed to turn that loss into a lead. They're actually sitting pretty, boasting a bit of a lead over their ADC and support counterparts.
Yeah, We Spect Me has about 10 CS over Catabox, which means that the gold is actually 200 gold in favor of Casio. Then We Spect Me is also about 500 gold ahead, but that was also in part because of the bot lane tower going down. But it looks like Musimus and Catabox are going to get a tower in return, probably on this next wave, unless Casio can clear it all out.
Oh man, you know, I think Musimus had the feathers available to get a route onto Casio.
I think so too.
Could have been a very good engage. Speaking of good engages, Diogenes is in the mid lane, and he's looking antsy to pull the trigger and uses his ultimate aggressively. Oh no, Musimus gets forced into the dragon pit. Legendary, no flag and drag available, but Diogenes is going to be able to escort Musimus to safety.
Yep. Now, Potato, these two teams are fairly well matched at this point. They're not. No one team is super far ahead.
Uh-oh, the flash from Tim Broslice, getting the Gnar, but it does not connect. The quickness and the leap in from Catabox, but he's so far in. Diogenes getting the ultimate, connecting with everybody. Tim Broslice ending up taking out Catabox, and now the double kill for Pale Horse, looking for another one. The kill goes over to Musimus. That's another double kill. We Spect Me, Casio as Legendary, and Tim Broslice all dead. Q Queenie left alone to defend against the ranks of Team Ziggy and the four other dudes. Meanwhile, Ziggy and the four other dudes, Ziggy, my dude, Diogenes, and Musimus are actually going to be taking this tower, leaving Q Queenie to his own devices, defending this tower.
Yeah, and you saw there the absolutely massive wombo that can come out from Team Ziggy, my dude, with the Malphite ult, the Vel'Koz ult, the Zaya Blade Caller, getting a lot of damage out there, getting the roots on some people. That was so much CC, so much damage, all coming out at the same time in that one narrow area, and that was actually like a pretty wide area that they fought in. I think the only wider area on the map are just the lanes themselves. So unless they have a fight directly in one of the lanes, the situation is going to be much the same, with Diogenes being able to use that unstoppable force and get into the back line and just one-shot them unless Pale Horse is taken out in the back line. Now, that being said, Timbro Slice and Legendary can easily, very easily get on the back line with their abilities and just try and zone them out while as soon as Diogenes goes in. That being said, Diogenes can play around that very well. What are you
Yeah.
laughing about there, Potato?
I'm just laughing at the fact that Casio is trying his best to zone Diogenes into a aggressive stance, but he's
doesn't
Malphite. He
care.
doesn't care.
It's so much armor, he just didn't care about the damage that Cassio was putting out.
Yeah.
Now
And
Musamus
that's
does
going to
care.
remain true for the rest of the game. I mean,
Yeah.
Malphite has innate armor built into his kit. And he also is building armor right now. Oh, man. He uses Unstoppable Force connecting onto We Spect Me. He gets out safely, but now Catabox using the quickness, charming up two members. Now Pale Horse with the ultimate, connecting, letting a lot of damage on Casio, who ends up falling to a Diogenes. We Spect Me getting blown up by Pale Horse and Ziggy, my dude. And that's going to be the two men who are defending the top tower for Team Meteor getting taken out. Now Team Ziggy and the four other dudes are going to be taking this top tier 1 tower. But meanwhile, in the bottom lane, you got Tim Broslice, who's whacking away on that tier 2 bottom tower.
Yeah.
So you got to question, was that worth it? You get the kills, you get the tower. Oh, actually, Diogenes does teleport down and saves his tower.
Yep, I do want to point out though that We Spect Me held on the Cosmic Radiance for that entire thing. He could have used it to save his AD carry's life, but he chose not to.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't think he so much chose not to, as he just didn't.
I mean, I guess. But
Yeah,
in any case,
I'm not sure if he was CC'd up and he couldn't cast it, but definitely, you're right, he should have cast it.
as soon as he saw the dive coming, even if you cast it just to ward it off for a few seconds, you still cast it. You see that happen in pro play all the time, where they use these quote-unquote questionable cosmic radiances,
Mhm.
and they use these questionable cosmic radiances, but it's to ward off the engage and tower dives that might possibly happen. To me, it's similar to the stopwatches. They might use them in situations where they aren't nearly as effective. They don't have really cool outplays. They don't have any of that. But the point is, you could potentially stall for someone to get there, and you could potentially have something happen and ward off the enemy from doing what they're trying to do.
Also, it seems like you're dropping a lot of frames on stream.
I have only, according to the stream, I've only dropped 98 total frames the entire hour and a half. That is only 0.1% of my entire frames, so, oh boy. I'm not lagging. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. It does seem a little choppy. That being said,
It might just be lagging a little bit. I put it up. We're good.
Boots of Mobility on Tarek. Yeah, I like that build. He's willing to be getting in there, and he's going to be pulling the trigger. I like that a bit more than or the Swifties. Oh, hold that thought. Catabox looking for Casio, who's very far out of position. Not actually going to find the engage, though. Alright. Oh, Casio getting the ultimate by Pale Horse, ends up taking him down. Now Ziggy, my dude, running under the tower, getting the ultimate onto We Spect Me, and now the team fight is breaking out. Cosmic Radiance is coming in. The ultimate coming through from Musamus does not actually get a kill. We Spect Me so low. The ultimate from Q Queenie coming in, and he ends up helping his team take out Musamus, Catabox, and Diogenes, with only Casio dying. Very well played, too, Team Meteor.
Yeah, that is very well played. They got dove, but they kept their cool. They used their abilities, and it looks like Ziggy My Dude's gonna go down
Ziggy,
here.
my dude. Tim Broslice is coming in, and Ziggy, my dude, cannot 2v1, force the flash out, but Tim Broslice has flash and is willing to burn it in order to get the kill onto Ziggy, my dude.
Yep, they kept their cool. Team Meteor just kept their cool during that whole dive. They got 3 kills in return for 1. Ended up being an extended 4 kills with Ziggy My Dude going down as well afterwards. Questionable dive there. Questionable dive. They got the kill onto Cassio, and Ziggy got a little hyphy there, went under a tower, and decided to dive a little bit harder than was needed.
Yeah, and the stream does appear to be very, very laggy.
I'm getting 3,000, now 4,700 kilobytes a second. I don't know why it's laggy.
Very strange indeed, but members of the chat are indeed commenting on how laggy it is.
I know.
Regardless, you got Casio and Diogenes. A little bit of a standoff in the top lane. Meanwhile, oh yeah, there you go, Q Queenie, defending his mid tower from a mile away. And Diogenes, oh man, you gotta love it. He's playing Malphite. He's not afraid to just stand right in front of everybody while they're auto attacking him. That's what you like to see on Malphite. Rift Herald has been summoned in the mid lane.
And is likely gonna get this tower because Legendary isn't there to just smite it. So
Yeah,
the tower is just narrowed
Q-Queen
down.
just tumbles over. Casio and We Spect Me running back to their team, having to take a bit of an extended route. Meanwhile, Ziggy, my dude, is on this mountain dragon. He is Warwick. He's going to be able to take this pretty easily, and nobody from Team Meteor are going to be contesting this. Q-Queen does not even have ultimate to throw at him. Tim Broadslice does jump in. The flag drag does not connect from Legendary. The quickness coming out, getting the knockup, but now Catabox and Musimus are alone. Flashes from everybody. The Cataclysm does not connect, and now, what is that? We Spect Me and Legendary are both flashless. Meanwhile, Musimus and Catabox on the other team did have to burn flash as well. The flash burned by Casio, heal burned by Musimus, and now Casio, flag drag from Legendary. The ultimate does come out from Musimus to give him some invulnerability, but it does not matter. Now, Tim Broadslice going a bit deeper than he intended to. The tower is going to be taken down pretty easily by Team Meteor. Now the ultimate is being used by a Pale Horse to defend it, and keeping alive this tower for a bit. Oh! Spoke too soon. Q-Queenie taking it down. Now, Diogenes, I would not recommend engaging there, pal. Don't have your team with you, but you do have your ultimate available, but he will be backing off.
Yep, so there it was a good tower push there to get that bottom tower after the mid tower had gone down. So they make a good play there. My brain just stopped working. They did or did not get kills either way. They do get the towers in the bot lane. That was a tower trade because they did get another tower on the bot. But I do want to point out that Team Zig still has their top lane outer towers. So the Team Meteor needs to get that down as soon as possible. That is standing gold that they need to get into this game even more than they are. The gold is, like how even this gold is. They're exactly even right now, maybe like 100, less than 100, like 50 gold a difference. Every ward kill is a little bit more separation here.
Absolutely, and it also gives you more vision, which is, oh, the ultimate from Diogenes on a Q-Queenie. Does not have flash available, trying to get out, but Ziggy, my dude, follows with his own ulti. So two ultimates, two very important engage tools, earned by Team Ziggy. Let's see. Now everybody is trying to get through. Now, the Catabox does fall down. Tim Broadslice getting the kill. Ziggy, my dude, is on the back, but the exhaust is burned by We Spect Me. Now Nara coming through. Big! Ziggy, my dude, solo. Gets taken out by Casio, who's now running up. Diogenes is going to be the next target. Legendary takes down Musimus, and now Diogenes finally falling. Casio getting a double kill. And now it is just Pale Horse alive on Team Ziggy and the four other dudes. While Team Meteor are going to be pinging on my way to the Baron.
Yeah, that is...
Vision is being cleared.
That is 4 kills for 1 on the Q-Queenie, and that is absolutely going to be Barry here. Casio has the damage, and they have the tank stats to get it. Legendary is going to grab some of those little fruits there to get that. He's going to get in there. He's going to put the Demacian Standard down to get even more attack speed on Casio, and they're going to grab this Baron easy peasy for them, assuming they keep putting the damage out. There we go.
Baron has been taken. But the ultimate from Pale Horse coming in order to cancel the backs. 4 members are still in the Baron pit. Not able to back quite yet. The teleport is coming through from Diogenes. Now Legendary and Casio are in the Baron pit. Casio does not have flash available and he's not going to get knocked up. But he will be using heal. And now he's trying to get onto Pale Horse. Force can flash out. Casio gets taken out by Diogenes. Now Ziggy, my dude, is on to We Spect Me. Getting the damage out using his ultimate. Now We Spect Me so low. The flash from Ziggy, my dude, ends up getting the kill. Q-Queenie in his Baron-empowered minion wave, maybe trying to defend himself, as Ziggy, my dude, is trying to clear the minions. Q-Queenie walks away safe and sound, but meanwhile in the mid lane, Musimus and Catabox trying to take down this tower before the teleport goes through. Tim Broadslice not able to complete his teleport as the tower is destroyed. Now Musimus and Catabox clearing the minions as Tim Broadslice walks up.
That was a little bit of a throw there. Casio and We Spect Me going down in that fight to to a couple kills and giving them up and losing Baron on both of them. That means that the a 3-man, if they decide to do a 1-3-5, the 3-man is going to be weaker for it. They're not going to have that Baron. They're not going to have that possibility to push as hard. They do have Q Queenie, Legendary, and Timber Slice that all have it, but that's still not nearly as strong as they could be if they had 5 members with Baron.
Absolutely. So this is a rough game to watch because it's such an even game. And not to mention the connection issues with the stream.
Hey, it looks good on my end. I don't know what's going on, but it looks good on my end.
Yeah, I've got the stream pulled up on my second monitor. There's like moments where there's 5 seconds between updates.
Really?
On the screen. Yeah. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, because on my end, I'm not dropping many frames, like maybe 1 every 5 minutes, and then I'm getting about 3,200 kilobytes a second with it
It's
being
because
consistent.
I wasn't here, you know.
Hey, Can's back.
Hey, can opener dude has returned.
I'm gonna run away and try and fix this.
Okay, he's gonna
Alright.
run away and try and fix this. How's the game going? Oh, Jesus.
It is very close. Team Meteor had taken Baron, and they haven't been able to get too much off of it. And really, there's just barely a 2,000 gold lead in favor, or not even barely. There's 1.9 thousand gold lead in favor of Team Meteor. So it's really on a knife's edge. This game could go either way.
Wow. I did not expect this.
Oh no, Kazdio getting caught out, and Katabox ending up getting the kill. Legendary with the flag drag into Cataclysm onto Musimus, using his ultimate for that invulnerability, but Pale Horse ends up getting the kill on the Legendary, and Musimus ends up surviving after Flash and Heal were burned, and now Ziggy my dude getting engaged on my Timbro Slice. Now Ziggy my dude solo trying to get his Q off, but it's not going through. And now Timbro Slice flashing away after Pale Horse uses his ultimates. Now Diogenes is onto Q Queenie, and maybe not actually going to be using his triggers to engage. Now Q Queen doesn't have ultimates to contest this dragon. Does get taken out. Pale Horse with the geometry nailing Q Queenie. Well played. Infernal Dragon taken. And now Ziggy my dude does have Blood Hunt active onto Q Queenie, but not actually going to be looking for much. He's going to end up backing. Uh-oh. Okay. He gets his back canceled. Pretty unfortunate.
Unfortunate. I'm just taking a look at how this game has progressed, and one thing I really want to point out here is how well Pale Horse is playing this game on the Vel'Koz.
Yeah, absolutely. The ultimate does come through. The stun onto Diogenes. He is looking to get an ultimate in himself. Gnar onto the wall. 2 members of Zig down. And now the ultimate from Pale Horse coming through. Big damage, we expect me, is going to be falling very soon. And Tim Broslice getting taken down as well. Kazdio slow low is able to stay out of range now. It's Q Queen and Kazdio for the next 30 seconds against 3 members of Team Ziggy my dude, who do not have Infernal or have the Elder Dragon nor Baron. So it seems like we are back in a neutral state of the game, as Kazdio will be able to return to base safely.
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange team fight there. Castillo ending up in the middle of the enemy team there for a second there. Kind of unfortunate he was not able to get off more auto attacks there. Q Queenie able to save him, but yeah, that was a bit of a problem there. Him not being able to get off as much damage meant that there was very little that could be done to salvage that team fight. But I imagine that Castillo at this point, he's got 3 items. So I imagine at this point, if they can get a 5v5 team fight, this Jinx is going to shine pretty well. But Diogenes, Pale Horse, and Musimus, they're going to have some serious synergy going down here with their ultimates. So Team Meteor needs to be very, very careful if they want to try and come back to this.
Absolutely. But even then, I mean, we're still on a knife's edge. Neither team have an insanely dominant lead over each other. Less than 1,000 gold is the lead in favor of Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes. Really, it all comes down to a big team fight loss. We'll see how that happens. Diogenes, Ziggy and the 4 other dudes just have to throw their ultimates to the other team, and hope that it all works out. That's pretty much all they have to do. Diogenes, speaking up, using his ultimate, the quickness comes out. Now Casio is going to be surviving for a little bit longer as the Cosmic Radiance comes out. Q Queenie does take out Moosimus on the other team, and now Casio throwing his own ultimate down. Pale Horse not actually going to find anything with his ultimate. Now Tim Broslice onto Pale Horse, will be getting the kill in the shutdown gold. But now Tim Broslice, Diogenes, the flag and drag from Legendary. Go on, tell me.
Well, the Ziggy, my dude, also going to fall there, leaving the score being 4-0. Castillo making it out of life, a perfectly timed we expect to be Tarek ult. Now they're going to push down towards the mid lane. They will at least be able to take that inner tower. They may be able to even get the inhibitor there because only Kata box is up, and the first one up is going to be Musamus in 9 seconds.
30 more seconds until a 5v5 on even ground. The first, or the tier 2 middle, tier 2 tower will definitely be falling. And with the Ziggs, I think it's almost safe to say that the next tower will be falling as well. Pale Horse and Diogenes both going to be alive in the next 5 seconds. And they are going to be going? No, they're going to be leaving after they take the inhibitor tower. The Baron is alive, and Team Meteor do have the superior vision control around it.
Ziggy, my dude, is up now. It's a straight 5v5, so it would be a 50-50 smite battle. I do not think they'll want to go for the Baron here. There are pings coming out by Team Ziggy and 4 other dudes here.
This is bad. Casio getting the not getting the knock up on the Legendary. Legendary not actually having the mana to flag and drag away. This actually seems like Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes are going to be taking this Baron for themselves. 2 of the members have already backed, and now it's just up to Casio, Q Queenie, and Legendary to steal this Baron. I don't even think Legendary has the mana to flag Dragon to smite. Let's see. The blue team has slain the Baron, and Legendary dies for free. Now Katabox is looking for the engage onto Q Queen. The ultimate coming out for Pale Horse, but the flash does come through. Ziggy, my dude, ending up getting a kill. Pale Horse getting a double kill. But now the team fight seems to be shifting in the favor. We expect me using Cosmic Radiance. The Gnar coming out big, getting more stuns. Now we expect me trying to get some more damage. Katabox does end up falling back down. Ziggy, my dude, laying down the damage, and that is going to be the ace for Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes who now have Baron buff. They're going to be resetting and trying to either defend their base or just push it right down the mid lane into the enemy team's inhibitors.
Yeah, they really should have been heading towards the bot lane. That's going to be their best bet at getting some towers down. They can try and push this mid lane, but it having super minions in it is going to be very, very difficult, especially if it's only going to be Ziggy and Musimos pushing down here.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to take inhibitors. Legendary's already spawned up, and now, boop, there's Casio up, who's going to have pretty good wave clear. Actually, scratch that. Very good wave clear with Runan's Hurricane and Rapid Fire Cannon completed.
Yeah, a bit of a problem here for the blue team. They were able to take the Baron and get an ace, but all they get out of it is a blue buff. That's a little bit unfortunate. It is going to be another Mountain Drake spawning here in 9 seconds. Team Meteor is going to be able to respond to this, though. It is going to be a straight team fight here, so we're going to have to see how this progresses. Timbro Slice's ultimate is going to be back up. All ultimates back up, in fact. We Spec Me's will be up in just a few seconds.
Oh, Musamus onto We Spect Me, but little does he know, the rest of the team is Ziggy, my dude, onto We Spect Me as well, and he ends up getting taken out. This is a 5v4 situation in favor of Team Ziggy, my dude, and right now with the Baron buff active, that is not what you want to be seeing.
That's a bit of a problem there.
Yeah, especially with Cosmic Radiance going to be so important. It's already held Casio, who is on the brink of death, alive for so many times. We'll just have to see how this next fight breaks out. He's up in 15 seconds. He's going to be up by the time this Nexus Tower, or Inhibitor Tower, excuse me, is going to be started. Oh, wow, Q Queenie, very well played. Dodging the ultimate, does not have flash available, will be falling down. Musamus ending up getting the kill. Now this is a 5v4 situation once again, but one of the primary damage dealers is going to be dead. Q Queenie. Now this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane is going to be taken down.
Yeah, it was a really greedy by Q Queenie to be in that position. Knew they just took the
My
dragon.
dude.
Why would you be there in the wolves?
Alright, stun landing, and it seems like the Cosmic Radiance is coming out. We got a fight coming in. The big jump coming in. The big Gnar knocking back 4 members back. But these stuns coming through. Diogenes using his ultimate, but it's not enough. The Pale Horse using the ultimate, taking out Timbro, taking out We Spect Me. Now Musamis is still alive, laying down the damage. The ultimate coming out from Casio as well as Heal Flash. The inhibitor is going to be the next thing contested. Not contested, it's taken out immediately. Now this middle inhibitor tower going to be the next target of Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes. Taking heavy fire. Casio trying to do some damage to Diogenes, but Diogenes has 163 armor right now. It's not going to be going through. And now it seems like Ziggy and the 4 other dudes take their wins in the base and decide to start walking towards the top side, towards this tier 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna straight up call it here. Castillo's use of his summoner spells there was a mistake. Him flashing out once he had gotten rid of that charm, there was no one near enough to him to be able to do any damage to him. He should have stayed right there and continued to fire off auto attacks. He could have turned the team fight right there. Instead, he flashed and healed out, and they lost all momentum there and lost the 2 inhibitors off of that.
Speaking of team fights, we have a 5v5 situation. Catabox does have the quickness available, but it's very low. Backs are going through.
Yeah, they're just gonna back off here. They have all the power in their hands right now. It's gonna be a
This is an upwards climb for Team Meteor.
Yeah, but they do have quite a bit of wave clear here. This game is gonna stall out. I imagine that basically Team Meteor's choice here is to wait for those 2 inhibitors to respawn and then try and make a pick. But so far in this game, they haven't been able to make those picks.
Yeah, so this is gonna be this is definitely a rough game for Team Meteor. 7,000 gold behind, but they do have extraordinary scaling. They have Nar, who only gets tankier as the game goes on, and Casdio, who only does more damage as the game goes on. He's going to be able to start dealing damage to Diogenes once he gets those armor penetration items in. Yikes, this is definitely going to be a rough one, folks.
Yeah, I can't imagine that this game is going to be easy for either of these teams to win. Team Ziggy and 4 Jude certainly has the advantage, but it's going to be at least another team fight or 2 before they're going to be able to close out this game.
One team fight in favor of Team Ziggy, my dude. I think that's all it would take for them to win the game. They just have to throw all of their ultimates at the same location, and then they pretty much have a guaranteed win, as Musamis will be able to lay down his abilities, lay down the auto attacks and the feathers, and just pow, 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 take them all down. Wait a second, Diogenes and Ziggy, my dude, leading some minions into the base, allowing Musamis and Catabox to chunk away at this inhibitor tower. It ends up falling. The inhibitor is going to be next. We have a big team fight breaking out soon. Let's see.
Diogenes, you need to go in now.
Oh, I'm behind. I can't see it.
Well, everyone's going down. We spec Beat's going down. Legendary is the next. Timbro's plays very, very low. He's not going to be able to get Meganar quick enough. Q Queenie is able to make it back to the base, but that is the last Nexus Tower falling. 3 super minions. Q Queenie is the only one left. That is going to be the end of the game.
The Nexus does fall, and Team Ziggy, my dude, come out on top with the win.
And that's going to be a 1-1 split for this show match. Both teams played very, very, very well. Not a whole lot to say there. Just very well played by both teams there. Honestly, I think we could just leave it at that. Both teams played very, very well.
Yeah, both of them had pretty, well, I'd say Team Z and the 4 other dudes, when they won pretty hard. They were able to dominate the game from a very early time. Team Meteor had a pretty dominant win. However, it was a bit of a more drawn out win, I'd say.
Yeah, both of these games, though, definitely show the power of these two teams. So I'm excited to see where they go from here. But that being said, that is going to be the end of our cast for today. My stomach has decided to kill me yet again, so I'm gonna peace out here. But on behalf of myself and the cast of Learning Fives, thank you all for watching.
Yes, sir. And so, Can Open Dude, it's been a pleasure casting with you. And while we still have you here, make sure you check out the program information below. You can look at the you got some important information there. If you haven't already, go subscribe and to our YouTube channel where every VOD will be posted, as laggy as they could be. Go check out the Twitter where it's usually updated pretty frequently regarding every event, so you can keep up to date. And if you haven't already, come on, go join the Discord. That's the heart and blood of the program. If you're not in the Discord, then you literally can't be in the program. So go to that. Go look at the Facebook, which will also have updates regarding our Learning Fives events. And if you love what we do, but you say, "Oh man, I don't play League of Legends. I play Heroes of the Storm." Well, boy, do we have a Discord server for you. We do the same thing for Heroes of the Storm. So you can find a link to that Discord channel below for the Heroes of the Storm Discord. And that is going to be it, as Team Meteor and Team Ziggy and the 4 other dudes each take a win over the other team. It has been a pleasure casting with you. And so, as always, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful night, and we hope to see you next week.